morning, everyone. So it is Friday, April, I don't know. I never know the date. That's ridiculous. But I am down in my basement and I'm taking inventory. I am having trouble walking around. Let me show you what I got going on. Please don't judge the mess. I will clean up the floors. I swear. Okay. All right, so I still have a few more trays over there, and then these two right here of extras that I need to go through. But yeah, this is what's happening. Yeah, that's what's happening. So what I'm doing now is, like, I'm just marking what's mine and then what I have extras of. There were some that died. There's one I think I need to start seeds for that I didn't realize I had 0. One of them, I only had 1 and then it died. So it never fails. There's always a few that don't do well with the transplant, the first transplant. So that was one I didn't realize I only had 1 of, and then it didn't do well with the transplant. So it's dead. And I could start seeds for it because I started some seeds yesterday, and then I can just uppot altogether. It's not too late. They'll just be very small when they go in the ground, but like most things, they catch up to everything else eventually. And I would like to do Orion's belt. I think I've tried to grow it, not last year, but no, I did try to grow it last year and possibly the year before that with no success. So maybe I need to get some newer seeds. I am actually going to take all of these outside. So I'm going to have them separate. I'm going to have mine and then the extras separate. And then I'll just know what I can take to the meetup. I also set up a table every year just to kind of make a few bucks. I put some trays out there, put them on sale for $2 a piece. And that's that. Hopefully I make a few bucks. Last year was the first year I did it, and I made about, I think it was like 50 or 60 bucks. Not I didn't sell very many, but that's 50 or 60 bucks. So I'll do it again this year because Ben made me a sign, and I've got like a table, and it's got like a little box on it that it's like screwed to the table so that if, you know, I just go by the honor system. Okay, so I turned the lights off there because I moved everybody. My list of everybody I've got is made. Now I can know who I've got. I'm going to clean this floor up. That's my next thing I'm going to do because gross. I can turn this light off now. So now I've just got my new starts, which I haven't even showed you guys. Well, let me show you first what I'm going to do outside. Okay, so if you've ever grown your own stuff from seed indoors in the winter, getting it started, you know that there comes this little dance that you do when it's time to harden them off, because you cannot take them from the inside straight to outside because they will get sunburned, just like you and I are pale, get pale in the winter and go outside and get sunburnt the first time we get some real sun. Your plants will too. And if they're not really strong, they will die completely. Now, sometimes I've had plants that get sunburnt and you just get rid of all the sunburned stuff, but I don't want them sunburnt. I want them to be healthy and beautiful and lovely. So I have so many trays of stuff. I do not want to carry it back inside. Now, last year what I did was I took all of them and put them in the greenhouse. And then from there, like, I can take them straight from inside to the greenhouse. They won't get burnt. But from the greenhouse to outside, I still have to do a little bit of a hardening off. A little less, but I still have to do it with how I'm about to show you what I'm going to do. Because I do not do the take them out, bring them in, take them out, bring them in, you know. Because what you're technically supposed to do is give them like an hour or 2 of sunlight the first day, bring them back inside. Next day, 4 to 5 hours, bring them back inside. Or they say, you know, take them out on an overcast day or a few overcast days in a row. Here's what I do. Okay. I still need to refresh my green stalks. That's next on the list to do too. All right, so these are all of the giveaways or sells, all right? I thought I would have more. I did start more seeds for things, so there might be another tray or two once I get all of those up potted. And then here is mine. All of these will go into Materville, a bunch of the dwarves, and then a bunch of beds down over my hill in my hill garden. But you see the shade cloth here. So the sun is about to hit them in about an hour. I am not going to give them hardly any full sun today. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover them with this first shade cloth, right? And I believe this is 60%. So I'm going to cover them with the 60% and let them have 40% of sunshine for probably 2 more hours. And then I've got another piece of shade cloth and I'll cover them for the rest of the day. So it'll be like, so I'll have doubled up the shade cloths. And that'll be like nighttime. Like there won't be hardly any light getting through, because that, if you put that together, that makes 120% shade cloth. So it'll be pretty dark underneath there. And then tomorrow morning, I'll do the same thing. In the morning, I'll take off all the shade cloth, or I might take it off tonight, depending on what time I end up going to bed. And then I'll do the same thing tomorrow. I'll let the sun actually hit them for probably a couple hours, cover with 1 layer of shade cloth for another 2 hours, and then you kind of get my drift, right? So that's my plan, to harden them off for the weekend. And I feel like it's probably only going to take like 5 days, 5 or 6 days of doing this. So I have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then maybe Wednesday, just leave them straight in the sun. But I put them all here because this is pretty flat. And then the areas that weren't so flat, like I could tell that the tray was tilting a little bit, I put a rock under it to level them out. So I've got them all pretty level, because one of my issues last year, when I would go to water where I had kept them over behind the pool, it wasn't level. It had a little bit of a slope. So there were some that dried out a lot quicker because the water was running away from them. So I wanted to prevent that this year. So I kind of put them on a level surface. And another tip I wanted to tell you guys. If you have multiple trays like I do, and some where you're like trying to keep them categorized, but then like you had some die and you want to take the dead things out, you could just leave the dead trays. But where I had gaps, I put these trays, because these empty containers, because what can happen is you go to pick up your tray and they fall over, and or you know, something, and then it snaps the tomato plant right off. So I've done that before. So now I just fill any gaps of the trays with empty containers. Just a little tip there. Okay, so now I need to go inside and clean up the basement and get it cleaned up, because it stinks. It smells like fish emulsion. And the rest of my house. And then I'll be back outside. I think I'm going to be bringing all my micro drawers from the greenhouse outside. And again, covering them with shade cloth, doing the dance. But I'm not bringing them in and out, in and out, in and out. I've done that. I don't want to do it anymore. So, real quick clip here, in case anybody is ever interested in how Territorial Seeds ships things. They do a really good job. So, I ordered I think I might have showed this one, the Fig Nominal plant, and it was packaged really well. And then this was it's rosemary, some sort of rosemary. I have to look it up. But yeah, it was packaged in this box, in that box I just showed you up on the counter there, really nicely. Like, it's not going to fall over, and it just was really packaged nicely. So from Territorial Seeds, they know what's up, how to package their plants. So I made sure everybody was really watered well, and I've got both of the, it's 3 o'clock now, and it was around 2 o'clock that I put the second shade cloth on it. And now I'll leave it on here probably maybe until the sun starts to go down, and then I'll take them both off, thereby giving them a little more light without like sunlight this evening. But what I'm now doing, I don't even know if I've showed you the update. We got it all tore up and burned up, so now Ben is he's going to rebuild the whole thing. So he's actually just going to take this apart. We'll store this wood underneath our deck. He'll use the pieces if he needs any, but he's got a whole new thing he wants to do. But this is what I'm working on right now. I have taken everybody out of the greenhouse, micros and such. This is pretty much all I got. There's a bunch of basils, some peppers, more basils and such right there. More basils. I want basil everywhere. But more basils, more basils, more basils. But I'm going to water everybody really well. And I'm going to cover them with the shade cloth immediately. And I think I'll just have them under one layer of shade cloth because they've been in the greenhouse for a few weeks. And I'll give you an update on the greenhouse. I got my fan going because it is hot in here. So I've got the lime dust because the aphids came back with a vengeance. You can see I think they're all dried up and dead, because when I do that they all come falling off. But I need to water in here. I think all my peppers are doing lovely. I should probably water them again. I watered them yesterday, but because it's so hot in here, yeah, they already feel like they probably need water. But I fertilized them yesterday, so I'm thinking I'll just water them today. But give you a good view. Everybody's doing pretty good. I put some lime dust on them too, just to be sure, but everybody's growing really well, so I'm thinking I'm gonna leave them in here for another week, because they're in the smaller pots. They dry out quicker. I did the smaller pots because if I would have done the bigger pots, there would have been twice as many trays. Because there's the littler pots 32, and then the bigger Bootstrap Farmer pots are a 10-20 tray only holds 16, so thereby I would have had double, and I didn't have any place to put them in the greenhouse, and I wanted them in the greenhouse. So one last thing I want to talk to you about. All right, so this is my one and only Kina that made it through. It's battling, well, I think they're all dead, but I'm not sure what is up with Kina. My golly, anybody else growing her? Because she has no fruit on her again. She's not chartreuse like the first one that I grew and then discarded, but I keep getting these like buds like that, but then no fruit. I don't know. But we have a baby Lauren. I need to tie Lauren up. Yeah, I need to tie this up. Good morning. Everyone, is the next day, and it is absolutely magnificent outside right now. It's overcast, which I'm thankful for. It's overcast, but it's like warm. I think it's supposed to get up to like 85 degrees or something today, and if it stays overcast, that's like perfect for me. So I'm pretty excited to be trying to I'm gonna work outside all day today. I'm about to record a video of me refreshing my green stalks and show you how I'm gonna do that this year, a little couple of tricks and tips. And but I'm trying to put my shoes on now, sit in my swing and try to put my shoes on. I can't do it one-handed, but I was anxious to pick up the camera and start chatting. Another reason I'm happy it's overcast is because I can let my tomato plants. So I showed you yesterday me putting them all out here, and then I did uncover them last night. I abruptly stopped vlogging yesterday after the last clip y'all saw, and everybody looks happy. So because it's overcast, I can kind of not keep them covered. I can keep them uncovered for, I don't know, a couple, 2-3 hours longer than I planned to if the sun was like beating down on them. So, and I may, if it stays overcast and there's no direct sun on them, only cover them with one of the shade cloths for half of the day. So we'll just kind of play it by ear. Everybody looks good. Nobody got burnt yesterday, and it was sunny all day long. But like I showed you, I covered them with like double shade cloth, so there was like no light getting in for half of the day. But yeah, I'm about to take a walk into the garden and take some pictures. All right, everyone. I am down at the bottom of my garden here, and I was editing a vlog today, and I realized I didn't even show you after I soaked the beans. I didn't even show you where I planted them. So I planted some of the pole beans on the trellises. So this one is Molly's zebra pole. Planted my Zucca gourd on this trellis. I planted the other pole bean, Berta Talicia pole bean, on this one. And I think that's it. All the rest of the beans I put in this bed. This is just going to be a big old swath of beans, hopefully. So I just got done watering them. I also planted Calypso bush bean here, as well as here. And then I think any extras that I ran out of space for, I put here in these two pots. So nothing has come up yet. So none of the beans have come up yet. So keep you posted on that. I'm thinking they'll come. Oh, here's another one. I forgot to show you this one. This one is Mayflower pole bean. I put on this trellis right behind you. But all right, I want to go up and check this bed here. This is what I'm going to work on today, is trying to fill this bed with soil. I think I'll shoot a video, just a quick video. Maybe it'll be a short of the lengths I have to go to put soil in these beds. But, all right, these are doing pretty good. These are my cauliflower I planted. Oh, darn. So this was my broccoli. I think it's purple broccoli. And then I planted some Romanesco broccolis here. But this very well might go to seed before I get anything. Yeah, kind of looks like it's about to. We'll see. But yeah, this is the bed that had some stuff that actually overwintered. And then I planted some new sprouts. These are Filderkraut. I just don't have the timing right. It must get too sunny and hot in these beds because they always go to seed. I've got wild broccoli here. And this is Savoy cabbage here. So, I don't know. We'll see. If stuff starts to go to seed, I'll just pull it out. And I will plant squash or pumpkins or melons or something here that likes the heat. The carrots that I planted in this bed, they didn't transplant all that well. But whatever. Maybe I'll get a few. We'll see. But I'm actually thinking that next week I might start planting some tomatoes since they're going to be hardened up by next weekend. So we'll see. Okay. It is the end of Saturday. I think my last clip was me showing or talking that I was going to refresh my green stalks. I made that video, so that fingers crossed should be up sometime soon. It was overcast pretty much all day, but I did end up covering the tomatoes. I think I left them, I'm filthy dirty, but I think I left them uncovered probably till about 1:30, and then the sun was starting to come through the clouds and I was getting a little worried. So I covered them with just one piece of shade cloth, probably till about 4, and then I put the second piece of shade cloth on it, and then at about 7 I uncovered them again. And I think tomorrow I'll probably leave them uncovered till 2 or 3, but as you can see, nobody's burnt. Everybody seems to be doing pretty good. I think they're enjoying the sunlight. I haven't, that tray there, I may need to water. I think I'll wait and water in the morning, just a light watering for all of them, but so far so good. I don't see any of the leaves burnt. Yeah, no, everybody looks okay. And like they're gonna take off in growth. So I still have 3 weeks before the meetup. I don't know. These are gonna be massive in 3 weeks. It is what it is. And Mr. Ben still need to mow the grass. Right now I'm trimming back my piece of it. My hummingbird bushes that are around the pool, so that they like it. The winter was rough, so there's a lot of dead ends and it needs trimmed. And 2, we'll be opening up the pool in a week or so, and it's easier to work without all of these limbs poking you in the tuchus. Get done, babe. Fire pit is disassembled. What are you gonna do with all that wood? Shove it under the deck? Say hi to YouTube.
Hi, YouTube.
He's so pretty.